Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. I'm Christy, and this is This Country Girl's Life. So after yesterday's video, the commenter came back. You know, my favorite commenter, the one that said that all the kids in Truckee Tahoe area need to keep their mouths shut. Yeah, she's back. And this time I screenshotted all of her comments before she could take them down again. So today we're going to talk about what she's putting out there now. And I also wanted to let you know that later this afternoon, I'm having a roundtable talk with all of my kids. I'm going to record it. We've got my daughter, and she has a friend that's staying with us right now. So they will represent the 18, 19-year-old perspective. And then my sons, who are 23 and 28. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Oh, one of them's getting ready to turn 24 next month, to be fair. But they will be representing the 20-something adult population that was at the party. We'll have their wives. I think my son in Massachusetts is going to have a couple friends there as well. I just think it'll be kind of fun, kind of interesting to get perspectives from guys, from girls, from different age ranges on what happened, what they think might have happened, how they would have reacted in a similar situation, and things like that. So when I get that video put together, I hope that y'all will come back and watch it and see what we come up with. Like I said, I just thought it would be kind of a interesting thing to do, since we don't really have any new information coming out from law enforcement, to just kind of get us all together and kind of hash it out. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let's see. Today, Adventures with Purpose is getting in the water. So hopefully we will hear something about how today's search goes. Other than that, there's not really a lot out there. Icked Mel and Ryan Upchurch are really going at it. It honestly is kind of getting out of hand at this point. Right before I came on to record, Icked Mel put out a video with Ronnie showing his face and talking to him, and they kind of insinuated that Ryan Upchurch is inciting violence. And while I feel like maybe this has gone on long enough, and it maybe has gotten to the point that we need to move on from it, Ryan Upchurch has never, not one time, told anyone to go hunt down Ronnie, to do anything to Ronnie, to do anything to his family. So if people are taking it upon themselves to do that, I just don't think it's fair to lay that at Ryan's feet. He has never even suggested something like that, and he wouldn't suggest something like that. Like I said, I watch Icked Mel, and I love Upchurch. I've loved him as a singer before I even started watching his YouTube videos about this case. I think Upchurch is a good guy. I think that his intentions with this case are good. For example, putting up the Hellcat, like I've said about a lot of other people, like Dog the Bounty Hunter and Adventures with Purpose. Now, granted, Adventures with Purpose is actually working the case, but Upchurch has a big following, and it is bringing eyes to the case. It's bringing attention to the case, and right now that's what we want. What we don't want is people getting distracted by the whole red flag Ronnie thing and forgetting that there's a missing 16-year-old girl out there named Kiely Rodni. So try to remember that. Watch whoever's videos you want to watch, and nobody needs to go real life on anybody ever. It's not smart. It's not a good thing. Just let's be good humans, okay? Let's just be good humans, and let's do whatever we have to do to find Kiely. And let's not forget that's why we're all here, okay? So, moving on from that, after yesterday's video, like I said, the commenters showed up again. And, of course, again, she made me angry. So, I am here. Sorry if you heard that, that's my husband. I am here to rant again, so let's get into it. So her first comment that came in was this. She says, "You're so concerned about Kiely's future. What sort of future is that at this point?" I don't even know what that is supposed to mean. Her future, if she's out there and she's okay, is to go to college and study music or medicine. That's Kiely's future. Kiely's future is wide open. She's 16 years old. Kiely can do whatever she wants. Moving on. Most of these children, including Sammy's 18, guys, and that's legally an adult. I just thought I'd point that out. Are starting college next week. What about their future? If you really believe that law enforcement is not interested in prosecuting drug crimes at the party, then bless your heart. No, you know what, ma'am? Bless your heart. I'm from the South, and I know how to use that expression. Bless your heart. These children that are starting college next week, what about their future? Okay, here's what I have to say about that. Sammy put herself right in the middle of this. Sammy put herself on every TV station, every YouTube channel. She talked to every reporter that would listen to her. She put herself in this. She's the one that makes all these inconsistent statements. And honestly, the kids that were at the party that weren't involved in anything having to do with Kiely, then they don't have anything to worry about. Their future is fine. And these children that were at the party, if they do know something, if they know what happened to Kiely and they're not coming forward, then shame on them. If they don't come forward and they don't talk about what happened, then honestly, I kind of hope they have a crappy future, because that's what they deserve, because they're denying Kiely her future. And if they're concerned about their future, there's the anonymous portal, but that's going to come up in a later comment. So let's finish this first one first. Why doesn't the DA offer the children official immunity from drug offenses if they come forward and cooperate? Parents protect their children. No shit. I protect my children too, but they would still be down there talking. Because what am I supposed to protect my children from the consequences of their actions? No. I'll get them legal representation and I will help them with whatever punishment comes along, but protecting your kid isn't telling them to stay quiet. That's not protection. That's teaching your kids that they don't have to be accountable for anything. That's teaching your kids how to cover up when they do something wrong. And you're really suggesting that Jagger used violence against the children. You just jumped the shark. What I said yesterday was, it sounds like Jagger's getting pissed in these TikToks, and maybe he just needs to go down there and start kicking some ass. I didn't say go out there and commit violence against the children. You know, kicking some ass doesn't really have to be physically go kick somebody's ass. I mean, I can kick somebody's ass verbally. So that was the first comment. And this is my response to that comment. Go away. I'm tired of seeing that. Go away. There you go. I said in capital letters, anonymous portal. They can protect their future by staying anonymous, which, like you know what, I'm just going to finish my comment here. You can't be prosecuted if they don't know who you are. And honestly, people, how many times have they said they are not interested? They know there was underage drinking. They know there were drugs. They just want to find Kiely. They're not looking to prosecute anybody. If they come forward with information, that's not the goal here, okay? They created this anonymous portal, so if some kid out there is so concerned about protecting their future, they can stay anonymous. And by staying anonymous, you've protected your future, right? I go on to say, was one of your kids at the party? Because the videos that she jumps on of mine to comment and the comments that she makes, I mean, I don't want to go all conspiracy theory here, but I'm starting to think one of her kids was there. I'm starting to think one of her kids knows something, and she's telling them not to say anything until the DA comes out and offers this blanket immunity, and Kiely's parents say they won't sue her. You know, I don't know who you are, August Fragrance, with your fake profile picture, but if the DA ever comes out and offers that, and then all of a sudden some kid comes forward and they have the key to this whole thing, I'm honestly going to believe it's your kid at this point. So I go on to say, what if your kid was missing? Would you say, oh, I understand that no one will tell us anything about my child. Their futures are more important. No way would you be okay with the silence. And think about that. You got people out here that are like, oh, stay quiet because you're going to ruin your future. What if it was that kid with the future that's going to be ruined that was in the situation that was missing? Do you think these parents would be okay with other parents saying, oh, don't say anything because your future is more important than that kid? Hell no. Hell no. They would be so far up these people's asses trying to get people to talk, it wouldn't even be funny. But not according to commenter. So then her next comment is, there is no such thing as an anonymous portal. IP addresses are easily traced by law enforcement. No warrant necessary. Okay. So they make this anonymous portal and they say you don't have to give your name, you don't have to give your phone number, you don't have to give, you know, your email, whatever, nothing. And they're getting all of these tips called in and duplicate tips, and they said the duplicate tips are actually slowing them down because they have to go through every single one of them. So do you mean to tell me that we're going to take people away from the tips that come in to the anonymous portal, and we're going to take time to track down every single IP address? I don't think that's what they're doing. I honestly think that law enforcement made this because people aren't talking, and they're hoping that this will help them get the information that they need. Again, the DA should be offering blanket immunity in writing for all drug and alcohol related crimes to whoever comes forward. The parents, and she means Kiely's parents, should also post an affidavit that they will not be suing people for the same. Then the kids will start singing like canaries. Do you mean your kid will start singing like a canary? Is that what you mean? The DA should not have to come forward with something like that. Kiely's parents should not have to come out with something like that. Lady, if your kid was involved in something like this, I don't know you, but I know damn good and well that you would sue them. Because I just get that feeling from you. Tell me you wouldn't sue them. I'm sure that's probably coming on this video. So I respond back to that comment and I say, so you aren't going to address whether you'd be okay with these children staying quiet if your child was missing. Would you understand because they're looking out for their futures? And then, buckle up, y'all. Ugh, this commenter. Are we ready for this? This is so much bullshit. I don't have a shovel big enough for it. This country girl's life, my position would be exactly the same. I would want the DA to offer people who come forward with immunity for drug offenses and would also understand any parent's decision to protect their children. Bullshit, lady. Bullshit. I don't buy it. Any of you that are watching this right now, if you have children, I mean, even if it was one of my 20-something-year-old sons, if people weren't coming forward, do you really think that you would sit there and be like, I get it? You know, if the DA doesn't offer them immunity, I get it. And I completely understand that these parents are protecting their children. Yep, I get it. So my kid's out there missing and I can't find out anything about them, but it's okay. I completely understand that they are just protecting their children. And that's okay. If I don't ever get any information about what happened to my child or where they're at, I'm okay with that because you got to protect your own children. No, lady. No. I hope you're never in the position that Kiely's parents are in right now. But if you ever have the unfortunate opportunity to be in their position, I guarantee you that this is not going to be your position. You can tell me this 100 times and I'm not going to believe it. As a mom, no way. No way. At that point, I'm going to be selfish and I'm going to care a hell of a lot more about my child, finding my child, so maybe they still do have a future, than worrying about other people protecting their children instead of giving me my answers. No, hell no. By the way, I would never allow my 16-year-old daughter to attend an all-night, unchaperoned drug alcohol party out in the woods. Kiely, at age 16, was not even allowed to legally drive at night sober, never mind drunk. Okay, honestly, I should have, but I didn't. I don't know what the law is in California with driver's licenses. I do know a lot of states have restrictions about ages, times, you know, things, restrictions when they are a newly licensed driver. I would never allow my 16. Okay. I wouldn't either. Like, I literally just told my 18-year-old daughter, her friend is staying with us now, and then when her friend leaves, my daughter is going back to the Ozarks where she lives with her. And one of the first things I said was, that's fine, but I don't want you to go into any parties out in the woods. Now, I would say that, but who's to say that they're not gonna, you know, a 16-year-old girl isn't gonna be like, hey, just party going on and I really want to go, and I'm not going to tell my mom, but I'm going to go anyway. Okay. But we know that Kiely told her mom where she was going and she had permission to be there. Apparently, this is a party that happens regularly. I believe every year they have this kind of senior send-off type gathering. Kiely is a very smart girl. She graduated at 16 and was getting ready to go to college. It sounds like she's a very responsible girl, mature for her age. And obviously, her parents were okay with her being there. Now, that's fantastic, Autumn Fragrance, that you would never allow your daughter to do that. That's great. Most of us probably wouldn't, but most of us don't know what these parties were normally like. Most of us don't know, we aren't in the minds of her parents, okay? So all that matters is they trusted her to go there. They trusted that it was going to be safe. It's not like they sent her out knowing that there were going to be these older guys there, knowing that it was going to be, I'm sure they're smart enough to know there was going to be alcohol there. But did they know about all the free drugs that were going to be given out there? There's a lot about this party that I don't think anybody knew was going to happen. So, I don't think that they just sent her off into danger. I don't. I agree, 16, it was young to be there, but at the same time, she's getting ready to go to college, and colleges have parties, and they're not going to be there. So, I mean, I don't know, but we'll move on from that one. And then one of my subs, shout out Kate for Big Little, I can't read the rest of your name on this comment. I'll get it later though. She comes back and says Sammy is an adult, but either way, blaming the victim and her parents is a distraction, a weak one. And thank you. You're exactly right. Victim blaming is never okay. Never okay. I mean, when you say that somebody put themselves in a position for something to happen to them, saying it's their fault that something happened to them, that's not okay, lady. Not okay. Not at all. And blaming her parents really makes me sick, because I'm sure that from the moment they woke up and realized that their daughter was missing, they have done nothing but blame themselves. They are probably going to blame themselves forever. Even if Kiely is found safe, they are going to blame themselves for all this time that she was missing. And believe me, the blame that you put on yourself as a parent is so much worse than anybody else could do, that they don't need your help. They don't need you piling on. So if you want to victim blame and you want to blame the parents, you can go somewhere else to do it. Not my channel. So thank you so much, Kate, for chiming in with that. That was awesome. And here we go. After Kate commented, Autumn Fragrance fires back at Kate for Big Little Voices. That's the whole name. So shout out at Kate for Big Little Voices. Asking a question is not victim blaming. But as I read this comment, you're going to see where she victim blames and victim shames all over the place. So if you don't think that you did it in your prior comments, you sure as hell did it now. And here we go. What was a scantily clad 16-year-old girl doing out drinking, driving, shrooming, and God knows what else at 1 a.m.? That's not victim blaming? Really? And let's break this down. Scantily clad? She had on baggy pants and she had on a spaghetti strap bodysuit. She was covered. Apparently she had on that hoodie. So I don't see how that was scantily clad. I mean, she wasn't dressed like a nun, but she was dressed like a teenager. It's summer. People wear tank tops. Deal with it. Scantily clad 16-year-old girl doing out drinking, driving, shrooming. How the hell do you know she was drinking, driving, and shrooming? People said that she was messed up at the party. Well, you know what? I don't drink, but I could go to a bar and I could order myself a sweet tea or a Dr. Pepper, and somebody could slip something in my drink and I'm going to get messed up. But I didn't do it to myself. And maybe she was drinking, but how do you know that she drove after? We have no proof. Nobody has come forward saying that they saw her leave the party. So do you know that she drove from the party? Do you know she left the party? Do you know she was driving drunk? No. Unless your damn kid that you're protecting was at the party and they saw her drinking and shrooming and driving. Otherwise, you don't know. None of us know. We don't know that she was shrooming. Nobody's ever come up and said that Kiely was using shrooms. We know there were shrooms there, but just because they're there doesn't mean that she was doing them. I have Jack Daniels in my refrigerator, and my husband probably has some beer, but that doesn't mean I'm taking shots and drinking beer. No, I'm drinking sweet tea. And 1 a.m.? Where the hell are you coming up with 1 a.m.? Do you know something, Autumn Fragrance? Because her phone went off at 12:33. According to Sammy, she called her at 12:36. And after that, we don't know shit. Nobody saw her. Nobody saw her at 1 a.m. But you seem to think she's out drinking, driving, shrooming, and God knows what else at 1 a.m. Where'd that information come from, lady? Is that something else that your precious angel child told you? The answer to that question may save the lives of future children. Kiely is not even old enough to legally drive after 11 p.m. Okay, so if she was driving after 11 p.m. and she got a ticket and her license got revoked or whatever, she would have learned her lesson. Okay? Quit beating a dead horse. The parents thought they were cool for letting their child break the law and attend what was essentially an all-night drug orgy in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I don't know that the parents thought they were cool. They probably thought all the other seniors are going. Our daughter was a senior, so we're going to let her go. And I don't think they were like, oh yeah, we're going to let her break the law. And essentially all-night drug orgy in the middle of nowhere. A drug orgy? I mean, from the pictures I've seen bottles and stuff laying on the ground. I've seen some twisted tea cans, glow sticks, things like that. But a lot of the kids are not even holding anything. And I don't know how you think it was a drug orgy. Like, we've heard there were drugs there, that these older guys were bringing drugs there. But like I said, that doesn't mean everybody was doing drugs. You can't just lump everybody together. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe it was a drug orgy in the middle of nowhere. How do you know? Were you there? And then, just to finish this long-ass comment off, she says, I've seen the parents. They reminded me of Arthur Fonzarelli and Pinky Tuscadero. How old are you? They're like from Happy Days, right? Kiely is gone. Okay, what do you mean by that? You mean gone like missing, or like gone, gone? And how do you know? But as millennials, Gen Y, become the parents of teenagers, we should be discussing permissive parenting. Children need parents to set safe boundaries, not act like liberal friends. Okay. So, with, I'll go back. Okay. When I was growing up, my dad was high ranking in the military, and he was all military all the time. He traveled a lot, and we spent a lot of time with our mom. And our mom was the best. We could talk to my mom about anything. We always knew, like, our friends were comfortable coming and talking to our mom about things that they couldn't talk to their own parents about. But we were raised strict. I mean, mom was really cool, but man, you did not want to get mom mad. You did not want to be on her bad side at all. And, as I got older, my mom was my best friend. Hands down, best friend. I talked to her all the time, 4 or 5 times a day at the end. Honestly, every day we talked at least once, and usually way more than that. And then when I had kids, I wanted to be that mom, that I would be honest with my children. And my mom always had this thing where if you asked her a question, she would give you the honest answer. And if she did not have the answer, we would go out in the days before the internet and whatever, and we would find a book or whatever we had to find the honest answer for us. And I wanted to be that way with my kids. Like when I got diagnosed with cancer, it was very hard to talk to my children about, but I did, because I wanted them prepared for every scenario. And you talk to, at different ages, you talk to them different ways. But my kids and I are very close. I still talk to my boys nearly every day. We have a group chat that we talk to each other in. They call me a lot. They will tell you that they are mama's boys. My daughter and I are extremely close, to the point that she almost gets separation anxiety when she's not around me. If she is staying somewhere, if she's spending the night somewhere, this is an 18-year-old girl that still calls to tell me good night. This is an 18-year-old girl that still calls me in the morning. And yes, I would say that me and my kids are friends. I have gone to football games with them, professional football games with them. I have attended quite a few Jason Aldean concerts with my oldest. We go out and we have a good time. Now, that being said, I'm also a hard ass. I will be your friend until you need me to come in and be your mom. I'm always mom before I'm your friend. No matter how friendly we are, when it comes down to it, I'm still your mom. And I have told my very tall sons that if I have to climb on a step stool to beat their ass, I'll do it if they need it. It's just the way it is. You can be a parent and you can still have a friendly relationship with your children. As far as permissive parenting, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily permissive. I feel like I'm quite protective. But at the same time, I do respect the fact that my children know they can tell me the truth about where they're going and what they're doing, and they don't feel the need to cover it up. And were they ever in a situation that they needed, you know, help getting home, for example, if they needed to be driven home because they had been drinking, they knew they could call me. And I never had an incident like that with any of my children. So take it for what it is. I'm not here to give parenting advice by any means. This is what works for my family. I don't think it's fair to say that all millennials are going to be permissive parents and acting like liberal friends. But I think in a parent-child relationship, there is room to be a parent and a friend. When they need you to step in and crack the whip and be their parent, do it. And all of my kids know that there's that line there. And when they cross that line, there's probably going to be hell to pay. When you piss mama off, it's on. So that's all I really have to say about that. This lady, she really upsets me, and I know I shouldn't let her upset me, but just the fact that it's certain videos of mine that she likes to jump on and make these comments, and she seems so fine with people not talking, with people not cooperating. It upsets me. I get mad. I can't help it. And I feel it's important to share this with you because yesterday in my video, I showed you the interviews that Placer County has done saying that the kids aren't talking, they're not getting cooperation, and this commenter, her attitude, I feel, is why. These parents are more interested in protecting their own children and their children's futures than helping to find missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, and it needs to stop. They need to start talking. And honestly, I feel like law enforcement is going to get to the point where they're going to say, okay, we gave you a grace period. We told you that you wouldn't be prosecuted for anything, but guess what? That's over. And if they're not going to talk, their electronics are going to talk. They'll start looking into that cell phone tower data. One way or the other, they're going to get stuff done. I have nothing bad to say about Placer County. I feel like they have done any and everything possible at this point to get the information they need, and I think in the future they will continue to do that, whether that means taking it off the table that they won't prosecute people and starting to issue warrants or whatever is necessary to get these people to talk. So hopefully we will get answers soon. Commenter, come at me. I'm ready. Come at me. Thank you guys for coming and spending a little bit of your day with me to listen to me rant again. Give this video a thumbs up if you love to hear my rants. Share it so people know what's really going on with these adults out there. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I encourage you to do so. I don't always go on these crazy rants. I promise I cover cases and I deep dive into the facts. I just have moments that I lose it. And in a case like this makes me lose it. So have a great rest of your Saturday. I will be watching my Cowboys play. Hopefully win, probably not tonight. And I will be doing my roundtable talk with my kids in about 45 minutes. And I will get that video put together either later today or tomorrow and get it up for you guys. So hopefully you'll watch that and get something out of it. So as always, I will see you all in the next one.